Hello and welcome to the review of the just ended African Cup of Nations 2023, where the happiness, the joy and the thrilling of football rang across the continent. And I have here with me in the studios to discuss this very sporting topic. I have three guests who are usual on the show. I have Mr. Daniel Agbebleu, Mr. Kamal Duni Tagba, and Latif Wali. I am quite sure I mentioned the name quite well this time around. So our topic for today is AFCON Cote d'Ivoire 2023, the review, the highlight and the insight. So without wasting much time, we are going to delve into the very first match that we are going to talk about. Mr. Kamal will handle that. So we are going first with Algeria versus Burkina Faso. Let's have a view.
Welcome to Bouaké, Cote d'Ivoire's second largest city, where this 40,000 capacity stadium. And the 32-year-old South African referee Abongile Tom gets this match underway. It is Algeria against Burkina Faso. He's got a solid first touch. Now he has options waiting inside the area. Bounedjah, he decides to go himself. Kofi with a little touch.
Won't be shocking soon, because all teams are just improving every day.
Oh, ball is spilled free. Bounedjah might try a shot here and just misses the target. Does well to put pressure on Tapsoba, and Algeria have a great chance here. Fagouli with a shot, parried away by Kofi. Can they extend their record today? Chance here! Konate does exactly that! Burkina Faso have extended their scoring run at the Africa Cup of Nations to 16 consecutive matches. Here's Algeria have it in the back of the net, and it's come from the set piece eventually. The celebrations as Bakhtar Bounedjah has done it again. It's finished 2-2 in Bouaké.
So we are back in the studio and Mr. Kamal will be giving us a short insight and review on this particular match.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was a serious, a critical match for Algeria, because Algeria was coming as not like an underdog, but as a serious contender for the championship. But unfortunately, that encounter with Burkina Faso didn't turn out to be a very good fit. Burkina Faso stunned Algeria because Algerians were expecting to win that game, but unfortunately they drew. They have to rely on Bounedjah to score 2 times to give Algeria the chance to play for the third game against Mauritania, which turned out to be another loss. So that game was very important, but Algeria failed to really mark the point. And then that was actually an important event during this campaign from Algeria, when it's come to, they failed during the last African Cup of Nations, but they were expected to do well during this time. But unfortunately, they thought Burkina Faso would be an easy target, but they didn't make it. So that even was the beginning of the downfall of Algeria during this Cup of Nations. That was a major blow to some of us who are Algeria supporters, and we love good play, good football.
Algeria has a name when it comes to football in Africa, so it's a very big blow for. Yeah,
it's a major blow to us, and those were fans of Algeria, and our coach was actually almost fired because of this game. So we have to come back next time.
Yeah. You will tell me why you're a fan of Algeria, but before that, we'll be taking our next video, which is Mozambique versus Ghana. It was a very intriguing match, so let's take a look.
A decisive game in Group B here at Alassane Ouattara Stadium. Welcome everyone. It is Ghana against Mozambique to decide a place in the next round of the Africa Cup of Nations finals here in Cote d'Ivoire. Mozambique already under pressure, and a good effort. Over here onto the left, sliding his way through. Penalty, says the referee. No hesitation from the Libyan official. Can he put them in the lead here early on against Mozambique? Yes, he can. Bruno Langa for Lau King. Back in again to Bruno Langa. Good save, Richard Ofori. Jenny Katamo to take the set piece. Taking all the set pieces for Mozambique. Decent one to the back post. Oh, it's a goal! Reynildo scores! This is great news for Cote d'Ivoire. They're celebrating.
They should celebrate,
So we're back in the studio once again. Yeah, Mr. Dana will be giving us a quick review on that. You'll be telling us about Mohamed Kudus. I think you have something to say about him, so I'll give you just 1 minute, please, on this one.
this game between Ghana and Mozambique was one of the disappointing, game in the tournament, because when you take Mozambique and Ghana, there's no way you can compare, the two countries when it comes to football. Ghana is a football nation, and Ghana having lost their first, game against Cape Verde, coming back playing 2-2 against Egypt. It was interesting, and people were hoping that at least with Mozambique we are good to go. But some a winning because our star boy was back, Mohamed Kudus. Since Asamoah left the team, Ghana hasn't get a striker, a sharp one to save the country. But Mohamed Kudus came back with more fire, giving 2 goals in the Egyptian match. So coming into the Mozambique match, we thought it was going to be an easy tack back. I think some silly changes by the coaches and lack of communication on the field, because we were leading by 2-0 at the second half, 2-0, and something like 10 minutes for the game to end. A silly change by the coach bringing in I think Andre Ayew. Normally Andre Ayew is supposed to be retired. Yeah, he's supposed to be retired. He have done his.
We still seek on some of the expertise or the experiences of some of those.
Yeah, but the African game is changing right now. You get energetic players, and you are old. The energy is no more. So a silly mistake caused a penalty. And one thing interesting about Mozambique was that once they got 1 goal, they discovered the Ghanaian team was frustrated. So it's like Ghana knew their past AFCON was very, 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 very bad. They lose against Comoros and in the group stage. And if they play draw or they lose this game, that means they are out again, second time coming to the AFCON without qualifying to the next stage. So it was a big problem when they were frustrated. And Mozambique pushing in and they get the second goal.
I would want to give you much more time, but we are a bit constrained with time. So we're moving to our next game, Equatorial Guinea versus Cote d'Ivoire, the host country, Cote d'Ivoire. Let's take a look.
This game now, couple into the penalty area. This might be a chance. It's a goal. It's an excellent goal from Emilio Nsueo, number 4 in this tournament for Equatorial Guinea's captain. Keeps it going, ball across, Fofana comes in, equaliser! And offside. The Ivorians, half-time arrive. Anna, left foot, Grasso, goal! He might be off, offside. So can they get a second here? They can! Oh my word! Pablo Gannet! Oh, we could be on for another one. Miranda and Nsueo, number 3. Oh my word, unbelievable. Emilio Nsueo with yet another. He's got 5 in the tournament. Bearing down the Italian-based striker, taking it into the Ivorian half, punched away. Number 4. There it is. It's all over. 4-0 to Equatorial Guinea.
That was quite, I wouldn't say a laughable match, but it's quite sad that the host nation had to lose 4-0 to Equatorial Guinea. Not to say they are not players, but Mr. Lassib will give us his point of view on that particular match.
Yeah, I think it was a surprise to me, because everybody was expecting, Cote d'Ivoire to just, come up with a victory, because after as a host nation, especially after losing the match, against Nigeria. So, everybody that was even watching the football and also on the stadium, like everybody was just expecting that win, right? And everything just flipped upside down. Like everything just started going south. And now, what happened, especially with that matches, as a host nation, there is a level of a quality of football you need to be playing, and Cote d'Ivoire didn't have that quality of playing. And even I will say, even yes, they are the winners of the AFCON, but football, as far as football is concerned, seriously, they didn't play football. I supported Mali because Mali has a very good quality football. Cote d'Ivoire didn't have that. And as a host nation, you don't have to be humiliated, being humiliated by a country like Equatorial Guinea.
Cote d'Ivoire was probably had lost against maybe clubs like Senegal.
That's fine.
Algeria or Egypt.
It's okay for me. It's okay for me, and it's even easy to understand, right? But against Equatorial Guinea, yes, I knew Equatorial Guinea did also a very good competition, the previous AFCON, but that still does not give, a credibility to that to happen.
It was a total disappointment for you.
It was a total disappointment to the population, especially to the Ivorian population, because, as a host, and that will be happening.
Would it have been any different if they had just conceded a goal instead of the 4?
I think even a goal is not even permissible. Like, it's not even. No, seriously. Seriously.
No, Mr. Daniel said earlier, football is changing in Africa. So
come on. Yeah, football is changing, but you need to play it, right? You need to play football for us to feel it, that football is changing, right? What Cote d'Ivoire did, during this AFCON, the remaining match, it was just from the Mali, up to the final, that I can even say. They didn't even play any football.
I'll be taking you and Mr. Daniel on the next video, Senegal versus Cote d'Ivoire. Let's take a look.
Welcome to Yamoussoukro. I think we are underway. As Mane swings in across a little bit of space in the box, struck hard and into the back of the net. And what a start for Senegal. And what a start for Habib Diallo. Gradel now, nice little touch to lift it past his opponent. Into the middle it goes, Fofana in the middle, it's a heavy touch. It is, the half-time whistle blows, and Ivory Coast so much improved from previous showings. Ahead of him, and here is Kwame, if he can get the touch right, he can't, but it won't matter, surely. That's a penalty to Ivory Coast. Here it is, touch inside, up against Mendy, and he finds the back of the net, and across the country, and all the substitutes run off the bench to celebrate with Kessié. And there goes the final whistle, and we are going into the host nation to penalty shootout. What will he do this time around? He goes right, and if he can convert this one, kicker. Finals of the Africa Cup of Nations. Senegal 1, Ivory Coast 1.
Mr. Daniel and Mr. Latif on this particular match. I will start with you on this one.
Yeah, the match between Senegal and Ivory Coast, all the population, they thought, Senegal is going to beat Ivory Coast.
Sure,
but there was something very interesting about the Ivorians team. Their main striker, Sebastian Haller, was, not well, so he was not playing the match. So that was his first match in the AFCON, and he coming into the game changed many things. And Ivorians, they understood the game. They know it's either they sit back and watch the Senegalese bring the game to them and later try to find solution. But the disappointment was from the Senegalese team, because you at second half winning 1-0, and the Ivorians, they were down to 10. Don't forget, it was 10 against 11. Ivory Coast received 1 red card. You are supposed to manage the game, even if not scoring, sharing passes among yourself, but you decided to sit back because you have a good goalkeeper, you have good defenders, and one small mistake cost you people a penalty. That was something that the Senegalese need to learn and never repeat that kind of mistake anymore, because you have all the quality midfielders, defenders, strikers. Sergio Mane.
Couldn't it just be for the namesake? I mean, the people have the names, but their gameplay is not as it used to be.
No, the Senegalese team is not about names. They are all playing good football. If you have been following them from even since their first game, passes, cohesion among players, communication, everything was perfect. And even they were expected to be even the winner of the AFCON because of the way they played. They score goals, they defend well, their midfield, everything is good. But they coming into the game against Ivory Coast, and that defeat against Guinea Equatorial, the way the population treated the Ivorians, so they felt very bad, and the players, they were motivated to at least do something. If they can't win, they have to do something. And let's not forget that there were no coach.
I think there was a sub.
The coach was sacked, so the sub coach came in, and if you follow the match, it was the old players. The old players, I can say Mas Gradel with Sergio Rey, they were those discussing with the coach how to they understand the field, because they have won back in 2015, so they know how the African game is, and with their courage they were able to make a draw. And in penalties, it's not the good team who will win. In penalties, everything can happen.
I think Mr.
First of all, one quick correction. The red card wasn't with Senegal; it was against Mali, and where Ivory Coast was reduced to 10. So that was against Mali. Now with Senegal, two things happened. The first thing is Senegalese, because it's a very 100%, with good players, right? Like from the goalkeeper to the striker. So 100% good players. So everybody was expecting them to do, better than what they were doing. But I think they were thinking they don't want to humiliate Ivory Coast like the way Equatorial Guinea did. So with only 1-0, they thought they could, manage that up to the end, and they did. Daniel just said right now that Senegal played, Ivory Coast, played well. I didn't even see any good football over there.
No. Maybe that is because
89th minute with coming back just with a penalty, and you're telling me they played. Go back and watch the like that match again. Like there was like nothing like good football they played, right? Yeah, there was this system of 4-0, coming up with being resurrected and coming up. We have this. I don't hate. I don't hate Ivory Coast, right? But I'm just talking. I'm talking football, right?
Okay. So I know we would have much more time to talk about this, but we have to be in the match because I know Mr. Daniel has something to say. So we are now moving to the semi-final, the match between Nigeria and South Africa. Another interesting match that we had to watch because both teams were able to play quite well. So let's take a look.
Eagles and Bafana battle for a coveted place in the AFCON final. Straight at Normali. Iwobi. Great opportunity here. Shot in towards Williams. Searching for options. Again, an inviting ball. Makhopa! Denied by Normali. An opening 45 minutes that is yet to yield a goal. After a slightly awkward initial touch, Osimhen goes down and penalty. Nigeria will have the opportunity from the penalty mark. Clear bomb. Super Eagles. Down that far flank, looking to combine. Oh, lovely shot, and it's just fizzed. Player as well. This is lovely from Nigeria. Can they find a second? It's a tap-in for Osimhen.
Maybe a possible penalty or clear
penalty. Normali, potentially the Nigerian hero. In the 90th minute, little turns in Boat. Normali will know the danger. Mokoena! The follow-up could be good. Chikwueze, Williams with a save. Penalty out. Williams for Africa.
I would say this is one of the interesting match I have watched during the AFCON. But I'm not here to do the commentary, so I'll let Mr. Kamal start on this one. Nigeria versus South Africa. Trusecon scored. Mokoena and Kekana also made a goal on this one. So what is your submission on this one?
Yeah, the final whistle was actually disappointing for me because I was supporting South Africa. I was supporting South Africa because of the football they were playing, especially the last game with Morocco when they scored a free kick. I was like, this is the game, this is the team I have to support after Algeria because they were playing fantastic football. When you look at the game, they were almost playing better than Nigerians. Because in terms of passing, giving each other passes, they were having a good play. Nigeria was mostly, depending on the striker and also a bit on the defense. But South Africans, as it was said, or we saw it, they are actually a local team. They are a domestic team because most of them are coming from Sandals, yes, I think. So South Africa played so well, but I think they was too nice towards Nigeria.
Yeah, they got the fair play team.
Yeah, they were a bit. Now they weren't like very fierce, very strong, but they weren't like very eager to win, right? Like Nigeria really showed that they wanted to win, but South Africa were so mild and also trying to, tend to take the pace. Take the pulse of Nigeria, but at the end of the day, you see that they have more chances than the Nigerians. But because they were too nice, they failed to really live up to the challenge that I was thrown to them by Nigeria. But honestly, South Africa was the team that I supported after Algeria was kicked out. And I was expecting South Africa to go to the final and even meet Cote d'Ivoire. I was supporting Cote d'Ivoire. But
how would you have made that choice then?
No, because South Africa was playing good for me. And Cote d'Ivoire is actually a nation that I love. After Togo, Cote d'Ivoire is my nation. So, and as a host nation, I was expecting Cote d'Ivoire to be in the final. But South Africa played so well. Just that the team, the players weren't so much. They don't have this international experience. You know, South Africa's league is a major league on the African continent, but it's not the best league. The best league in Africa is Tunisia's league. So, but if South Africa had more hunger to win, I think they could have, asked Nigeria and then be in the final.
I don't know if Mr. Latif will second or
no. If you think you want to, humiliate, a country, especially a country like Nigeria, by calling them generator republic, this is what you get in return. So that was a total correction. But the second thing I'm going to talk about is we need to rethink this VAR thing again. The VAR.
It wasn't well used?
Yeah, it's going
some games.
In some games, but look, it was just because the chance it was still in favor of Nigeria. That's why they won that game in penalties, guys. Like moving from 2-0 to 1-1, just because of VAR, right? Yeah, I know a lot of things happened, and I know when we got back to that, this VAR is too much revealing. We need to.
Okay, so we're moving to the third place match. Oh no, we have to move to Cote d'Ivoire and DR Congo. I think that is one of the other matches that I really like. I was actually hoping Cape Verde would have also gone a little bit ahead, but well, football is football, so we can't expect anything. So we are now going to Cote d'Ivoire and DR Congo.
Who will be going through? Rolled in again, and Fofana, he hasn't held on to it.
He was going for the second catch and then the foot. He got struck there.
Single. Good high ball. Adingra! Onside, Vissa. Flag stayed down. Single. Another good ball. Hala! Messier upright. There was a delightful little touch in there from Gradel at half-time in Abidjan. Gradel hangs it back. Hala at the back post. Hala goal! Cote d'Ivoire are in the lead. 4-4. Hala over the top. Shot on the turn. Fall in here. Chance for number 2. Tight angle on Sunday.
There were so many attempts on this match. So, Mr. Daniel.
The result was not surprising because I know, Congo and South Africa, when it comes to football, they are almost the same. But the South African, they have a very good side, just that they don't have a very good finisher because they play most of the ball from defense into the attacks and then they spoil the ball. And when you come to the Congolese, they know they don't have a main striker, so they try to, sort themselves out, and I think at the end it was true, a penalty kick, they ended. And the South Africans, they have a very good goalkeeper too. You can see the first opportunity that the Congolese got, no real striker would have missed that goal. You have the chance to play the ball into the net, but you take your time, you took the ball down, you were not able to, so confident, and the keeper just picked the ball from your leg, and it's very, very disappointing. So,
So, Mr. Kamal?
Yeah, for me, that game was, I didn't watch it. Yeah, but later I got the results that South Africa finished third of the tournament. For me, that was good because at least my team, one of my teams, is among the best ranked teams. But in terms of quality game, I felt that some of Congo doesn't have like very good players. They have a couple of players playing in some European leagues, but they're not. I watched a couple of matches from Congo, DRC. I wasn't so surprised about the beautiful football that I was expecting. Some countries, when you take Ghana, for example, that they should expect very good football.
Even if they lose them.
Yeah. Countries like Egypt was a disappointment too. Like a couple of AFCONs ago, I know one journalist who said, from him, anytime there is an AFCON, it has to be Egypt because they were playing the best football ever.
But we actually have a video summing up all the teams or the countries.
Yeah, so for me, South Africa's win of the 3rd place, for me, it was okay, but I wasn't happy about the quality football, the type of football they played, because as you said, Daniel said, that striker wasn't like a top striker. Like if you put Mbappe or if you put Salah there, you put that ball into back of the net. But you know, because some of these teams do not have top finishers, as you said, or top scorers, that has had a toll, on some of the teams. Cote d'Ivoire was able to go to the final also because of the support they're having from home fans. You know, that was very important. But the other teams, South Africa especially, the striker, I think he has to review the way he goes. They have to be retrained again how to, when he's in front of a goalkeeper, how to put the ball into the back of the net. I think this is something that he has to work on. For me, that's what I think. Yeah.
Mr. Latif, your submission before we look at the.
No, I think I'm not surprised about that result. Seriously, like everybody was expecting that to happen. Even these, chances that Congo strikers were missing and all those stuff. For me, it was like, oh, so you still at least got this one and you missed it because come on, nobody was even expecting them to get even chances.
So let's watch Nigeria versus Cote d'Ivoire for the final.
The countdown begins for the big final. Nigeria are 3-time winners. The Ivorians twice winners, twice runners-up. There's a chance for the Ivorians. Chasing back too, yes, Jess Coiffure, big fan favourite. Adingra into the penalty area. Adingra still maybe a little ambitious from that angle. Much higher ball to the back post. A strong header. That's in the side netting. Hala, Kessier. Adingra calling for it. This is an excellent chance. Saved by Nabali. That's a splendid stop. Curls it towards the near post. Flick on from Chukwueze. Troost-Ekong, goal! Goal Nigeria! Troost-Ekong's 3rd of the tournament. Strong header from a corner, and the Super Eagles are in the lead. Half-time score here at Alassane Ouattara Stadium. It's Nigeria who lead the hosts by 1-0. Adingra into the penalty area, gets the middle of Aina, that's a wonderful chance, but no! Oh, blocked by Bassi. Kosunu, they're all inside the Nigerian half. Strike from range, turned around the corner. Adingra will take the corner, the crowd are on their feet, here it comes. Nabali, back post chance, goal! Frank Kessier! Cote d'Ivoire are back in the game. Pushing players forward here. Troost-Ekong again. This time over the top. Here they come again, the Ivorians. To the byline is Kessier. Adingra. Hala! Well, if that was in, that would have been some goal. Adingra to attack Aina again. Adingra, can he cross? It's a great ball. It's a goal! Gets the cross in. Hala got a little foot ahead of Troost-Ekong. That is a fabulous goal. There it is, it's all over. Cote d'Ivoire are the African champions. What a fairy tale story here. There they are, the champions of Africa. Cote d'Ivoire on home soil.
I think we can all agree this is a very thrilling match, very exciting. So I'll start with Mr. Daniel on this one. What are the observations?
This match shown us that, Nigeria is a big country, but when it comes to football, they have a lot to learn, because since the AFCON, you can see that the Nigerians, they were using only air balls. Most of their balls are air balls, and anytime Nigeria come across a team that put the ball on the field, they have difficulties. Even against South Africa, you can see the ball possession were in favor of the South Africans, because the South Africans were able to manage the game on the ground.
It's good to have possession, but you need to win.
Yeah, but what I mean is that, if South Africa were able to concretize, their finishing, they would have scored Nigeria more than even 3 goals. So you coming into the final, Nigerian, everybody know you have a very top striker, Victor Osimhen, in form. When you supply him passes, he will be able to score. But I wonder in the first half, the Ivorian play most of the ball. It was just by chance they get that error and they had the first goal. And after the first goal, they felt relaxed. But the Ivorians, they knew when they put the ball on the field, they are able to manage the Nigerian team. So they were able to push, and they got their first goal. And I said it earlier here, when you are playing a match and you are leading and they equalize, the tension now comes back to you. And let's not forget, the Ivorians, they are on their own field. And their top striker also is on the field. And he is a striker. It's not today's striker. He has been in the game for a very long time. He knows about how to position himself and stuff. So any chance that comes around, he will be able to score. And it wasn't a surprise for me when Stevenson Haller got that second goal. Yeah.
I think you are very fan of this particular player. So, I'll go to Latif on this one before. I mean, we've seen a lot of good play, but I would agree that Trusecon really played well to whole tournament. I'll come to someone who mentions. So, Mr. Latif, what is your submission on this one?
My surprise is, since the very beginning of the, AFCON, Nigeria has been playing a very good. Sometimes they play 4-3-3 as a game, and sometimes they play, especially some 4-3-3, 4-4-2. But I'm surprised, against Cote d'Ivoire, you are playing 5-4-1.
I mean, like you said, it's a pointer. Maybe they believe so much in their striker.
Guys, this is a final of AFCON. And this not against Egypt, this not against Algeria, this not against countries like even South Africa or Mali or Senegal. Senegal I can understand, because Senegal all the three strikers of Senegal can score at any kind of time. Sure. But Cote d'Ivoire, apart from Haller and Adingra sometimes, come on.
Played,
You can play 5-4-1 striker against Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire was normally supposed to be afraid of Nigeria during this final. That's the first mistake. Now you are winning 1 goal. They came back for the second half and still playing that 5-4-1, and you see people like Osimhen coming back to the defense to be with people like Haller just because they are afraid Haller can score a goal. Now, what's the end part of it?
Look at the Nigeria-South Africa match, Trusecon was the one who scored. When you look at the Nigeria-Cote d'Ivoire to Trusecon, a defender actually coming to score.
By the way, I really didn't understand how the coaching system went for and who decided to play that system, and they didn't change. Even they were losing and they didn't change, still playing the same system up to the end.
So, Mr. Kamal, do you agree with the 5-4-1, or you think it was a formidable play?
I think Nigeria was too confident. For me, that's what I thought. Nigeria was too confident to play against Cote d'Ivoire. But they forgot that Cote d'Ivoire was playing on home soil, which is a very, very important to note. That they are coming from a very low position. They were humiliated, as you said earlier, 4-0, and you saw the treatment they received from the fans, and they couldn't make any mistake. They can't afford to make any mistake. They are like underdogs at that final, during that final. So Nigeria was having more pressure. Ivorians released themselves. They needed to play football, and the only thing they thought about was winning, right? So no matter how they play, they have to win. I think the Nigerians, as he said, failed to contain that a little bit. Nigerians should have played better and smarter than Ivorians. Ivorians were they were playing in the back against the wall, and they were also having pressure from the fans. So Nigerians made a mistake. They were also relying too much on their top scorer, who didn't score much. How many goals did he score, by the way?
Maybe 2 or 3.
Oh, just one goal.
Which 2?
1 goal.
The 2 were denied.
So that wasn't enough. The only thing I love about Nigeria was the skipper was everywhere. He was even, I think, the best player, right?
We'll come to that one.
So for me, Cote d'Ivoire reaching the final needed to win that, so that the putting together the AFCON tournament could be a major benefit for the entire country. If Nigeria had won that, that'd be a major blow to some of us who were behind the organization of that tournament. But Nigeria, I think Nigeria can bounce back if they still rely on that same team, because they have a good team for me, because Nigeria played a better football compared to previous years. When you see the combination on the field, for me that was good. If they rely on that and they didn't sack some of the players, I think the next coming AFCON Nigeria will do much better and will be a threat to other countries.
They should rather sack the coach. That's the
seriously. I think so. There are already some calls in Nigeria to get rid of.
Okay, so
among
all the tournaments, I mean, it is good that we have different perspective on each match. What we are there to actually enjoy is the football, the unity among Africans playing football. Because in each tournament there will surely be some issues that we will have, either the coaches or the players, the VAR, the referees and the fans, and all that. So before we go, I would want to do some honorable mentions, starting first with the AFCON man of the match for the final, who is equally the best young player of the competition, Simon Adingra from Cote d'Ivoire. Moving to the best player and the man of the competition, William Cruz Ekong from Nigeria. And for the top scorers, starting with the Puma Golden Boot, we have Emilio Nsue from Equatorial Guinea, followed by the Silver Boot Gelson Dalla from Angola. We also have Puma Bronze Boot. We have Mustafa Mohamed from Egypt, although Egypt didn't really move forward. And now we have for the top goalkeeper, or the best goalkeeper for South Africa, that is Ron Williams. And then South Africa equally got the fair team play. For the best coach, although he just came to take over a certain part of the competition, we have Emers Faye from Cote d'Ivoire again. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about is the AFCON best team. Is a combination of a number of players, starting first of all with South Africa, who got 2 players, DR Congo also got 2 players, Cote d'Ivoire and Nigeria got 3 players, and Equatorial Guinea got 1 player. So the best 11, we have Ronwen Williams, William Cruz Ekong, Ola Aina, Chancel Mbemba, Ghislain Konan, Teboho Mukena, Jean-Michel Seri, Frank Kessier, Yohana Wissa, and Emilio Nsue, Ademola Lukman, and Emers Faye. Now we are going to the winner, Cote d'Ivoire, of course. We also have the second place going to Nigeria, followed by South Africa for the 3rd place, and the final place go to DR Congo. But before we wrap up the show for the key point this episode, we want to look at some of the cup winners' history. So there's a short video for you.